Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new start of a brand new XCOM 2 campaign. Once again, we're playing some Long War of the Chosen, and today we're gonna start a new campaign using the Ted Gem mod collection. Those who have been watching the channel for a while might remember a couple years ago at this point, we played some campaign with a mod gem mod collection, which was a meta mod collection for Long War of the Chosen, adding a bunch of new classes, new enemies, new equipment, and new mechanics. And Ted Gem is basically the spiritual and literal successor to this, as the original mod authors of Mod Gem stepped aside, had other priorities come up, and so Tetzler, the current lead developer behind Long War of the Chosen, took also Mod Gem under his command, and is taking care of it, taking care of balancing and adding more modules to it. So what are the big changes? So there's a lot of things we're going to talk about during the course of this campaign. The big changes, I would say, is the full integration of the Requiem mods. We played with those in the Covert Infiltration campaign, right? The Requiem enemies, Requiem Dark events, all that kind of good stuff, and Requiem equipment. And of course, these all being balanced for Long War of the Chosen. Then we have playable Advent units. This is a mod collection created by Captain Petrock, who also does a bunch of class mods, and they are officially part of the Ted Gem mod collection. So we're gonna see some unique units in our barracks, let's put it that way. We also have extended playable aliens. We played with some playable aliens in the past. There are new alien species that can show up as our helpers, as our supporters in this campaign. There are big changes also on the whole balancing type. One of the biggest changes, I would say, compared to Mod Gem is that while Mod Gem had psionics as basically something that randomly soldiers could get, in Ted Gem we are back to the psionic being a class, so a special psi soldiers that you have instead of everybody having some sort of random chance to have some sort of random abilities. But let's jump right into it. Fresh campaign, legend difficulty. Hang on, I need to remove the Reaper start. So we're gonna randomly start. I don't think we have the typical Requiem options on here, so the Scamper Exhaustion mechanic, and no tutorials, and that's pretty much it. And as usual with the modded campaigns, I want to be able to provide save games to the modders in case we run into any issues, so that's why we usually don't play with Iron Man anymore on this channel. But everything is with the Iron Man spirit, with no reloads, taking everything that happens. Alright.
Continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands are gathering, and we are gathering here to see what we start with. Now, we did choose a random start. I kinda hope we don't get a Templar start, because I feel like I had a Templar for the last 5 campaigns, but we'll see what we get. Also, I should point out, while we do have the full-on Mod Gem collection, or Ted Gem collection, I should say, I also added a bunch of extra classes that are not part of the official collection, but that are a lot of fun and that we've been playing with on the Twitch campaign, so we'll see how that all shakes out. It looks like that looks very snaky, and this looks like some big sniper rifle thing. I think this might be a Pathfinder. Let's just find out what kind of classes we got. Alright, first of all, we got Free Soul here as our Reaper. Wait, who are you? It's like, okay, no, that's just a. I was thinking that that looked like a skirmisher icon. No, it's just an advent icon. Okay, it's a Pathfinder Hunter. No idea what you do. And we have a Frost Adder, which is a snake with a shotgun. Alright, let's take a closer look at our friends here. So, this snake has a Frost Spit, double time for extra movement. Wound timers are reduced by 3 HP. Interesting, interesting. When wounded in close range, freezes the enemy, or rather chills them a little bit. Alright, Free Soul coming in with 74 aim. Does that already include the 10 aim from your weapon? Not sure. I don't think so. So otherwise, those stats would be really terrible if you had 64 aim. Yeah, okay, that seems good. Fable is here. 58-16. Oh, that's gonna be a rough choice. High combat intelligence, though. Wolfie's back. 62-15. Then Judge here is our Pathfinder Hunter. He gets Fate, so he can instantly regain concealment. That is broken if you move. They can improvise flashbang grenades, so they can magically create additional flashbangs if we really need those. Hunter's Mark, lock and load, kills with your rifle, restore and ammo. That rifle only has 2 shots in it. 2 to 6 damage, 3 extra damage on crit. And a frag grenade. Okay, then very average rookie stats, although that should be, I think, high combat intelligence at least. And Jane Kelly coming up in as our Crasher. With an SMG and a sword. Alright. Crasher outfit is, or, you know, Gatecrasher outfit is always randomized. Sometimes they have a rifle, sometimes an SMG, sometimes a shotgun, sometimes a sword, sometimes a knife. So we got the sword and SMG variant here today. And then Cloud with 72 aim and a hunting rifle, and I think our only AP grenade, if I saw that correctly. Oh no, Free Soul also has an AP grenade. Cool. Alright. Enough talking, let's find some enemies.
Alright.
These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've
That's certainly some enemies.
well equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable. The Advent officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control.
Sure.
A little bit concerned if the drone comes just in the right angle, we might get revealed here on Free Soul. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Let's get you right in there. I need something here. Are we gonna have shots from up there? That's a good question. We'll try it out. Jane Kelly needs to... Oh, with an SMG, and that is your mobility.
Stepping off.
Move.
If they stay grouped up like that, we might just do a big old
Double time.
AP grenade into the center, activate all 8 enemies at once. Sounds like a fair fight. We are 8, they are 8. Not convinced that this is the opening I want to take, but we'll take a look what kind of shots we have there.
Yeah.
Oh, but what kind of froze? Not quite what I'm looking for.
Moving on target location.
I think it might not be terrible.
Confirmed.
Get some people up top, so when we open up on them, then we can jump down on the other side behind them. We bring free soul up here.
I'll be right there.
Woofy can also come up.
Already there. Heading there now.
This spot is okay. They can't really flank me. We'll just look how they move here.
Overwatch.
Like, I don't mind activating both groups if we can get a grenade on, like, let's say 6 targets.
On the move.
I'm not being greedy. I don't want all 8 of them. 6 targets, I will take. Anything less than that,
Agreed.
probably not so good. Okay, now that group is disappearing into the fog of war.
Yep.
Which might actually mean instead of having a grenade opener, we might do something where they run into us and we just overwatch them.
Designated coordinates. Rolling.
I think for that we give it another turn.
I have you covered. All right.
Roger. I've got my eyes on. Affirmative covering now.
That might not be ideal. Yeah, we have their position because of our Reaper tracking. I think we might just wait for them to get out again. They're gonna come out again. Yeah, we're gonna do this. You're out in the open.
I'll cover you.
If they come out again, we reveal here.
Eyes on the prize.
Covering now.
Yep, that should be a reveal.
Holy crap.
Any second now. I got the officer with 2 shots. That's really good. This is not so fantastic. Ooh. He's not getting up from that one. Well, I guess I can reach him to slice him, but I need to see him first. That's the problem here with that guy, so I guess need somebody to go in there and get line of sight for me. Well, we're just gonna do this. Could have also done some double move action. Oh, because he's right next to me. I'm not getting any movement damage bonus here. So it just goes for the absolute distance, not actually the tiles moved. And of course we roll minimum damage. And now what? What are your plans now, Commander? This might just have to be Nade if we can actually even hit him. Big misplace. Big misplace here. Using a corpse and potential loot on Gatecrasher. If we even can get the kill here. Oh boy, this is... hang on, I saw... Well, the problem is I saw him light up, but it also lights up my sneaky friend. That's not a trade I'm willing to do.
Moving to position.
So I guess we just do a little bit of overwatching and hope for the best. He might just run to activate another group. We could throw a smoke here just to cover the two guys inside. Yeah, that also gives him currently cover, but he's gonna move. He's not gonna stay there.
Clouds away.
So convinced that the Flash would get the kill here.
I got you covered.
But I didn't consider that it was technically an enemy next to me, so I wouldn't get any damage bonus.
Indeed.
You are like over here somewhere. So maybe tracking reveals us the position of that other group.
Affirmative. Covering now. Got it covered. I located target.
Easy. Easy kill.
neutralized.
Wasn't even concerned.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna shadow here.
Great.
Alright, looks like... Oh no, that's the sectoid group. What happened to that other advent group?
On the move.
Let's move up. Might need a couple of reloads here and there. Where are you? You're here. Should have enough information to make this a safe move.
Hoorah!
You up top,
On your order.
there, even though that's a not trustworthy cover position.
Affirmative. Got it covered.
I mean, I'm not picky if we take the sector group as a second group, that's fine too. I was just kind of really hoping that we find that other group and can... Oh,
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion, their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential.
yeah, psionic potential, but not really tactical potential, because that's a terrible position. That being said, though, even do this lightning slash. Man, he's again hiding in there. So there's been some change that I think it should affect both base long war, but also Techem with the scatter behavior of enemies. And I've been complaining about this a lot, where they move into weird positions. Right, we take the lightning slash here.
Asset located. Hostile
Target down.
Then I think we're just gonna take some positions for overwatches. Oh, looks like we found the other group. So I think Friezel's just gonna dash all the way over here. Potential. Well, we're gonna reveal at the start of the next turn. I can then potentially throw a grenade. I also would like to provide line of sight because I'm fairly certain. Oh, hang on, you have a flank shot at this gunner right here. 2 to 6 damage. People can smoke you up. That's fine. Okay, so I don't need to provide line of sight. I can just dash somewhere where I can hopefully grenade next turn.
Quick.
Let's roll.
You also have a smoke grenade. Might smoke up Jane Kelly. What do we have then for overwatches?
Sure thing.
These two. Overwatching the Biotrooper. One. I really want the Biotrooper corpse, so I'm gonna throw a grenade there. Flashbang him though. I think I saw something. Yeah, take that.
Heading out.
See. Yeah, can smoke up both of these.
Cover.
I think we're gonna get the second smoke grenade out for at least Wolfie. Can't get Dan, but I'm more concerned about these guys doing something here. Get some smoke over there. It's still a little bit risky. There's a gunner somewhere down there. Engineer, trooper, gunner, and I think sentry. So yeah, the gunner is the only thing really dangerous. Maybe I should have smoked Jane Kelly also. She's in full cover. Everybody here is only in half.
Covering now.
You can walk or flank on that trooper. Double move by the gunner into Overwatch. You're shooting the fellow Advent guy.
I was hoping I'd get to kill something.
Yeah, you will. You will. I think this is gotta be. Yeah, we'll find some way to kill the Biotrooper, for sure. Down here.
Well, I'm sorry. It only comes in large. That's fantastic.
Builds not too bad. Not too bad. Sounds pretty good. I should really take a look at the all the hit chances I calculated for him, because that feels exceptionally good. Okay, can't reach that guy. This time we actually get bonus damage.
Located target assets. Target neutralized.
Can we reach him with your AP grenade? Probably, but it's on cooldown, so I'm not even sure why I'm trying. How far can we go here with a good old double time move? Move number 1. Move number 2, and then maybe a friendly Bitter Frost Spit.
Positive
Cool.
confirmation. Area secured. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
And that's Operation Gatecrasher in the back once again. So who gets to be our MVP here today? Our Pathfinder. And I think so far that seems fairly strong unit. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just the high aim. Give me a nice picture. How about you smile for the camera? Okay, that's kind of a smile here. Of course, it's a little bit easier instead of having 7 rookies and your special your action soldier.
With the elders, trust in their wisdom, and we shall overcome this crisis.
We basically only had 4 rookies and then 4 already advanced units, right? So
After a mission like that, spirits are going to be high around here. We might have to resupply the bar.
okay, but none of our advanced soldiers got any promotion because they need to get like 5 kills with them, and that's sometimes really hard to set up. We got a core focus conditioning PCS, not a single weapon attachment.
Incoming transmission.
Let's talk to Tigan. Oh yeah, assign research. I'm gonna research. We have an instant research to get a shift unit online. Talk to Shen. And then take a look at our soldiers. Alright, outside of those 4 that just got a promotion, we got a bunch more soldiers waiting in the barracks, of course. I'm just looking for anyone with exceptional stats, one way or the other. Zombie with 17 mobility. 72 aim over here. Where's your hood? What happened to your hood again? 73 aim here. And samurai. 75 aim rookie. Holy. Don't see that every campaign, eh? The theoretical maximum. You know that's gonna be that's gotta be lead by example, sharpshooter, holobot officer. Everybody else pretty much middle of the road. Okay, let's see what kind of classes we have available to us. As usual in, as it was already in ModJam, but it's also going to be in TEDJam. For the promotion, we have the Choose My Class mod, which gives you 3 options to choose from. Bot Assist, Agent, Overseer. Might go for a sniper agent, then again a cannon overseer, 2 Overwatches might also be interesting. Let me just see what the other people here get as options. Fable. What do you have? Marksman? Yeah, I don't think so. No offense, but this is not Marksman. The Storm Rider is also a little bit rough with low aim. So I guess you're gonna be a Juggernaut. Juggernaut is a flamethrower class, a gauntlet class, but with a cannon, and they also can't equip any other weapon but the cannon. They do get some strong flamethrower skills. They especially get a very early incinerator for the increased flamethrower radius. And yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. Roust in the XCOM row. Yeah, let's see how we gonna take advantage of the 60 aim while still having a cannon. We'll figure something out. Alright, then Assault Gunner Saboteur. Now I would like somebody who eventually gets concealment and can scout for us, so Saboteur might be a good option now. Early Assault can be fairly strong though. Can level them ahead of the barracks. And it's like middle of the road stats. Again, I'm gonna look at my other choices here. A Stormtrooper, a Geneva, or Pyromaniac. So both Geneva and Pyromaniac utilize a weapon that's not in base Longbow of the Chosen, called the Immolator, which is basically a flamethrower as your primary weapon. So instead of having the secondary weapon of a gauntlet, you have a primary weapon that can set enemies on fire. Now, the Geneva also comes with a rocket launcher, can magically create gas grenades, and just the class is really centered around applying various damaging debuffs to the enemy. The Pyromaniac has a pistol as a secondary weapon, which also allows them to have some flaming shots with the pistol. And then we have the Stormtrooper, which is basically a skirmisher without a grappling hook, as I always like to call it, and one of my favorite classes to play, so I'm kind of a little bit torn here. Aya is strong early game. Stormtroopers with Hit and Run are also fairly strong in the early game. But you know what? I've never had an early Pyromaniac that can level up there, so let's go with that. Make you into Pyro. So you start with Flare. Special pistol shot that set an enemy on fire and cause them to reposition. That's basically flush, but with also setting them on fire. Okay, once per turn. Fine control, finest control. You no longer destroy corpses with flames or explosives, okay. And you don't harm your allies with the flamethrower. So you can freely overwatch, and even though it's an AoE attack, you will not hit your allies. You also have Arson's Watch. Attack will trigger while you're concealed and break concealment. Not considered a reaction attack. Okay. So it's kind of Overwatch opener without the Overwatch penalty, so if it's not reaction attack, so it uses your full aim, should be able to crit. So we can adjust this equipment accordingly. We'll have to take a look at the different builds as the soldiers level up. I don't want to spend too much time here in the first episode already planning out every single character's builds, but Paramaniac is something I haven't really played with a whole lot. So we'll have to see. War crime expertise. Alright, we'll have to play around with that. Okay, so look, I think for Danny here, we're gonna go with the Saboteur. Now, this is a very fun class. We played with this in the past, but it also has been reworked lately. So they do have one tree here that uses grenade traps. So you basically place grenade on the ground, and if the enemy runs through them, they detonate. Giving them now the option to remain concealed when their grenades explode. So, since you have Phantom, you could completely keep them concealed, have them as your scout, and occasionally set grenades under enemy groups. They also have an improvise AP grenade option, so they can magically create more grenades as the mission goes on. This is always, it requires 2 actions. It's turn ending. It's a bit of a time investment during a mission, but especially for like longer missions like supply raids, it's kind of the answer to grenadiers running out of grenades to throw. Also, it gets better as you come up in the tree here. Or alternatively, they also have a Spectro as a snipey shooter, either from concealment or more like a real kind of sniper approach with death from above, disabling shots. You know, everything your sniper needs for a healthy diet. Considering your aim, I'm more leaning towards the Grenade Trapper. And that leaves us with Cloud here. Well, I'm really torn now between the Sniper Agent approach and the Overseer. And I think I'm going to go for the agents. Those agents also get, as part of their first promotion, a decent increase to the hack score. They can hack stuff. And at the start of the campaign, I always like to get some extra mission reward stuff, but we didn't get any true hacker in the options. Well, the roboticist, but you know, that would have been a waste, I think, of the aim. So agent can be played in multiple ways. Most of the time I play them around being a stealthy scout and then stabbing people with their combat knife when the action comes. But they also have this middle row skill tree. They have by default high ground, and they can get squad sight and compensation ability, Deadeye, you know, stuff like anatomy, double tap. Aim penalties by cover in half. That's you know, definitely some strong sniper skills here. Hit and draw. I don't think any way to utilize hit and run with a sniper rifle. Unless we take... So, Modgem, or Tedgem rather, also adds additional variants of various weapons. For example, you have the shotgun and you have a hunting shotgun. That we're gonna talk about these later on as we go on here. Different variations for various weapon categories. And in the sniper rifle category, we have your good old stock sniper rifle. Then there's the auto sniper rifle, which has only one shot in the clip and cannot use extended magazines or autoloaders. Some classes have abilities to reload their weapon on a kill, on a move, or in some other situations. But by general, this is a fire once every 2 turns kind of option. Then there's also the strike rifle. Which allows you to use no scope. So standard shot for 1 action doesn't end the turn. I don't know. It says you fire a standard shot. I don't think it counts as a standard shot for hit and run. We might just grab something like Bandolier for the ammo slot and precision shot for an additional cooldown based attack here. Alright, but yeah, I definitely want to play you long term as a sniper. Let's put it that way. Since we don't have squad sight and compensation yet, we're probably gonna stab people or bring a shotgun or something like that. Okay, and then let's have a quick look also at the other classes. So the Crasher, again, you have melee weapons, which can be a sword, a knife, or what have you, and you can equip SMGs, rifles, shotguns, or even immolators. So you have some options. Generally, I'm going more for a shotgun focus build with the hope of eventually making it to close encounters, and you're basically kind of playing an assault without run and gun, which, you know, can be tricky. Ooh, thousands to go though. Yeah, now this is gonna be, I think this is gonna be nice. Anything special on our Reaper?
We may have chosen a different means of
Yeah, Volk. It's fine. Here's some thousands to go. So I'm always, so you might also notice that these class trees are different from what you might have seen in Long War of the Chosen or in my recent class guide videos. So all the classes, not just hero classes, all the regular classes have also been overhauled in Mod Jam, Ted Jam, in the Jam. So we'll have to see what we do with that. With thousands to go, I'm very tempted to go for a Death Dealer build. As great as Banish is, especially with the Ted Jam enemies and Requiem enemies and all of that stuff. Dealer, thousands to go, where we can get a Death Dealer enhanced crit shot on 2 different targets. Seems like it could be fun. So there's a new build also here for the Reaper for Shadow Grenadier, where you can throw grenades from Shadow and blow up enemies. But I think considering our really high aim, I want to go for something shooting related. And with thousands to go, I kind of think like it's gotta be Death Dealer. Now, of course, thousands to go would also trigger from killing somebody with Banish. I just don't think it would have the same effect. Alright, our Frost Adder. What do you have here? Slither for more mobility, dodge, entwine, grab enemies more reliably, reflexes, bull rush, rage. You already have something to reduce your wound timer. Wonder if that's worth stacking up. Shotgun related perks, burial shot, rapid fire. Okay, and then this is 50% chance for your spit to crit. And this is, I guess this is then more the frosty approach here. Alright. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you have your shotgun. I thought there was a second weapon option for you. Apparently not. Alright, we'll see how that shakes out. Okay, Pathfinder Hunter. Outside of a very cool looking armor, what do you bring to the table? So, Hunter Mark is basically something that the Hunter Rifle already does, but he does it as a class, marking enemies, additional aim, crit on a target, so any follow-up shots are gonna be nice. Lock and load, reload, improvise flashbang, okay, cool. You can get Phantom for more concealment. Impulse and double time. So, a lot of kind of Hunter's Instincts, snipery stuff here, flank sniper, mobile flank sniper. You don't get squad sight, that's something to keep in mind, unless your weapon gives that to you. No, it does not. Then apparently here there's a grenade build with, holy crap, at sergeant level sting grenades. Okay. Limited supply with improvised flashbang. And we can throw them non-turn ending thanks to total combat and then get extra aim with coup de grace. And fastball, you know, in case non-turn ending throw is not good enough for you. Mine serial. There's my squad sight. Shadowborn for my aim, okay. Let's just lead the target with a fancy name. It's Dead of Night. 100% crit chance against enemies that do not see you. Additional damage if your crit chance is over 100%. Thanks to that. And yeah, if we have squad sight, Shadowborn basically triggers the whole time, giving us 15 aim, 15 crit. Yeah, so I'm not as strong as this grenade approach is. I think again, using high aim for actual shooting seems better. There's some tough choices here. We'll have to figure that out as we get promotions. Okay. Right, let's actually get to the Geoscape. Redford. The black market. Oh yeah, right. We get a shift. We'll get a second shift. No, we get the Reapers, and then we get the second shift.
And through discipline, we have survived. We don't rely on the aliens' technology, and we would never live in their cities. We are the hunters. We move in the shadows. And we won't.
For now, we're gonna throw Jane Kelly in here. As a Haven Advisor. Yes, yes. It was fantastic, Mr. Tiger. It was great. Let's find us some missions here. Alright, 10-day timer, jailbreak. Wonderful. Oh no, 2 rookies, only 1 rebel? Okay. Now, we'll take it. Alright, let me build up the squad here. Alright, here's the squad for the first mission. On those first missions, I'm always torn between how many rookies do I want to bring, how many of the already promoted Gatecrasher soldiers do I want to bring. Do I go with 6 people to get more random promotions, or 5 to cycle more missions? So this campaign, we're gonna go with 5 for the first 2 missions, with 3 experienced soldiers, 2 rookies. For the rookies, I'm always going to take 1 lower aim, give them SMG, give them a whippet shotgun, which is basically a sort of shotgun in your pistol shot with a, I want to say, a single shot for the mission. I think so. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And we have this hunting shotgun here. I mentioned earlier, this is an alternative to the shotgun. It has better damage, 5 to 7 as opposed to 4 to 6. You can not fully reload it. Reload action only reloads a single shell, and you would need a full reload using 2 actions to fully reload it once. On a regular 7 to 9 enemy mission, that's not gonna be a big issue. It has lower critical chance than your regular shotgun, but the higher base damage is really nice early game against drones, so that's why I usually bring that. We've got a grenade traps, we got a flame torch here, and yeah, that's gonna be our first group going into action.
Sky Ranger deployed.
In position to drop.
And there's our second mission. A smash and grab, so we get some materials and stuff. Nice, nice. Let me build the squad for this then. And here's the squad for the second mission. Yeah, so 3 more of our Gatecrasher crew, 2 rookies, 1 a higher aim, 1 with lower aim. Similar setup as before. Let's get them going. And this way we also line up these missions. They should both reach 100% pretty much at the same time. Gonna be nice.
In position.
Min-maxing the Geoscape here. Switch you guys over to recruitment. Legend difficulty, you can only find 2 missions at the start of campaign. That still holds true. So we found our 2 missions, nothing else to reveal here with Intel.
Avenger plotting new course.
Let's search for the black market.
Market is open.
Focus PCS. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, sure, let's just sell it. Like, I'm using often Focus PCS at the start of a campaign, but I think not in the first month. Not like we can use them at the moment anyway. So might as well sell that shit. Alright, we want to buy an engineer. Well, we want to buy a scientist and an engineer, but if we buy an engineer, we guarantee that our first mission that gives us a VIP will give us a scientist. And that way we're gonna end up with 2 scientists from the first month, at least, so which is gonna be great. Stormtrooper here with exceptional ability. Ooh. Yeah, you might be somebody we want to recruit over this month. Alright, let's get our engineer in.
Commander,
Get
we
them
have known that supplies
digging
are
up,
coming in. We'll need to seek out new means of replenishing our resources.
digging up some debris here. We don't have resistance comms yet to make contact with a second region. I guess we scan Reaper HQ to gain some intel.
Setting course for the West African sector.
We got really lucky on those first 2 mission timers.
This will prove to be an important step forward.
Inspired. We're not gonna follow that though. We're gonna go for modular weapons.
I agree. That is an important task, Commander.
Commander, we can now work to
Looks
establish
like we have
contact with
4
local resistance
possible
groups operating out of
contacts.
regions around the globe. Once we've collected sufficient intel to make contact, we'll need to scan the target region for the operative signal.
So both South Africa and Western Europe have 6 rebels in the haven. Western Europe gives us 2 new regions up here and a secondary connection to Brazil. South Africa gives us 1 new region over here in Indonesia and a secondary connection to East Africa. So I think South Africa is the choice here. While it has fewer connections, this is usually, like, this is going to be my target for the first liberation. So having fewer connections is not terrible. Doesn't spill over any additional strength or vigilance to the too many regions. And then this was going to be our 3rd region to run missions in after we liberate down here.
Setting course for the South African sector.
Yep, in contact.
Attempting to establish local regional contact.
Yeah. About to hit here the %, threshold, so I'm gonna switch these guys back to Intel. So once these missions complete, we can find new missions. And yeah, they're almost 100% lined up. I should have also already flown back. But anyway, a smash and grab and a jailbreak as our next 2 missions, but those are gonna be in the next couple episodes. We're gonna put a cut in here. Thank you all very much for watching. As usual, this is the first episode in a new series. You know, if you can hit the funky buttons down below, maybe leave a comment or something like that. That's always nice for the YouTube algorithm to give this series a great start. When initially here, we might not be doing a single episode every single day, because I'm also still working on some additional guide videos. So, but this is going to be a new series going forward, probably the usual 100-120 episodes, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. If you have any questions about the mods and TEDGEM specific changes, feel free to bring them up. I've played with this a little bit now, so I might be glossing over a few things. So if you want me to explain something in more detail, show tooltips a little bit longer, let me know. So hope you enjoy this. Hope you come back for the 2nd episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.